Actually, everything's been pretty quiet up there. A little bit of work was performed. We've had some pretty cold temperatures. I think a couple of nights got down to minus 13 or 14. And I would assume at the mouth of the canyon with the breeze, it might be even 3 or 4 degrees colder there. But we,
I can confirm that.
Did you see that, Storm Haven? Hasn't been quiet. You probably ought to have that, Ryan.
It's okay, I'm good.
No, you need it. Remember, we had the public hearing regarding that water, how many gallons, what the price was. So this was written on a bill, came back. I'll just read it. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Format for
Bound
billing?
for, this format for billing. What's that?
I'd
Like to see what I use. And I think we have that capability, don't we, Ryan?
Yes, I mean, we know what they use.
But does he have the capability of viewing that as a customer?
Yes, we set that up, Chris set that up in the website. If they log in, they can see that through their web account.
With their account number? I believe that was the point, that we set that up so people could view how many they were using.
They have to get a hold of Chris to set up their account online.
Well, they can do it. They can log in with if they know their address and account number, which
Is on that
I
bill.
guess we all know this one, because it's on the bill.
It's on the bill.
So any of us can set up an account. Knowing this individual, that's not, I mean, he's gonna want it in paper format because they don't do computers.
Okay.
Which I don't think is a bad thing. Is there any way we could easily put the water usage on this bill?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, we
Would you
have
to
the,
look up each one and type it in?
we have the water use in the spreadsheet. I don't know, I mean, I don't know the answer to how hard that is.
Because everything we have will generate our reports, but it won't generate a report for each customer.
But like in the spreadsheet, I mean, there's an account, this has an account and it has a history of water use and gallons used this month.
So with the raise in price, how come we can't have more water? What's your answer, John?
Send it to planning.
Do that, Joe.
Is that Casey who wrote that?
What's that?
Is that Casey who wrote that?
This is Norman Sperry.
I'm just kidding.
But it might have been Casey.
Might have been Casey.
You know better than Brian.
Notice he's not here tonight. Roll a grenade under the table and don't show up.
So he might have gone down and got somebody else's bill.
Great plan. But we knew there'd be some concern coming out of there because of the rates, you know, we knew it. But we held the public hearing, there was,
This is great if we only got one.
it's not bad.
no, I think there was 2.
Was there? That's not bad at all.
Okay, then.
Is this something we think we need to address, or?
Well, I mean, I think we should respond to him. He's taken the time to write us a note. I think we should respond. Thank you for your, I mean, I could do the same thing I did with the last one that didn't like the rules. You're welcome to come and address the council. We'll tell you why, it's because of state law. I mean, I think we just wrote them out a letter and explained why it was.
Okay.
With the increase in costs and the management, and it takes 3 of us to do what she did.
How would we look into getting the amount of usage on the bill?
Conversation with Chris.
You'd have to have that and see what it would entail as far as, it may, I don't know if it's labor intensive.
I mean, we don't want that, right? But if it was something.
Well, I mean, I
easy-
can write that in the letter if you'd like to know how much it'll cost you $5 more a month.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like the bill pay we talked about, everybody would have to raise their rate for $4.50 to pay for bill pay if we wanted to participate in that. It's just like, damn, that's a lot of money to participate.
I think the council just needs to communicate with Chris, because I think Chris had an issue with the council as far as getting this bill out saying this is how much water you used, and this is the rate on that amount, and then here's what you were over on your usage. All of that information comes through your handheld unit. It's there. It tells you all of that. But Chris, if I remember right, he's not quite getting what it is the council wants from him. And I thought we went over this and over it, just to get the little postcard, and it says, you know, this is what it read at the first, and this is at the last, this is how much water you use.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just try to communicate that to Chris again and see if we can.
Well, do we need to hold a water meeting?
Huh?
Do we need to hold another water meeting?
Maybe if he has some concerns that,
Because I sit with these guys and I don't know what they want sometimes.
that's really not that hard to do.
Yeah, we could, I mean,
It's just a matter of getting the software to talk to the printer.
well, I guess it depends on what the program is and if it can produce that.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, we know we're doing our reports with it, but I don't know about getting it on his report. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know.
Well, I think it's Master Meter and QuickBooks. That's what I think.
Well, maybe we should just have a meeting and do that if that's,
I sure think it would be nice to have that, to know the water that you're using.
I was gonna say the meeting or the water use.
Meetings are never helpful, or I never want them, but.
It's like the quantity that's used in the town manual. That's 20,000 gallons, that's an awful lot of water.
That is.
I would say the average user is around 4,500. Really? I mean, that is a lot of water. Well, up at Storm Haven, that basic amount was 8,000 gallons. And I still think that's what it is. We didn't change that.
We did not change
We did take the base rate up, but we did not change
The amount.
the amount. So,
that's what,
So
we talked
that's
about
not
that.
a-
We don't have data to change that amount. We don't know what they have until we get these things in. We don't have data.
Yeah.
but see, I know Chris was already thinking about that because he gave everyone's account numbers up there that was in the 5,000s. So that he would be able to deal with that 20,000 quantity versus the 8,000 quantity. So I'm not really sure what the quirk is here, but I remember him saying, I'm not sure what the council's happening to do. So maybe it is time for that, maybe. But let me talk to Chris first. before we
Okay.
go in there.
All right. Okay, so do you want me to send a letter to him noting that we received this?
We're working on
And we're work in progress?
it. Yeah, it's a work in
And there's an open
progress.
seat on the planning commission.
There's an open-
Because John keeps sending everything there.
Should it come from you, Eric, or should it come from, water?
It can come from either one. You can write that if you guys want.
I just look at your hours, and you got 100 and something hours last month, plus.
Don't start with.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not like, you do an awesome job at all these things, but you do a lot of things too.
I do, but when you're dealing with the public, you really gotta be particular on what you write in a letter and what is put in there and the
That's
content and read between the
I
lines.
think it would be best if you did it.
Because they're gonna come back and beat you up with it.
That's true.
He does
I
not
agree.
let me do that.
So I just, to be as user-friendly as we can be, I just
You
try to do it. And I bounce it off to Chip and whatever.
Well, I'm more than fine with that, it's just that you do a lot.
Could be right up Kathy Jones' alley, right? I mean, you talked about delegating and then maybe sent the approving the letter. but Eventually, I'd like to see where she was doing that.
I would too, but that might be a ways out. Because Eric's gonna have to get the letter, read it, and probably rewrite it, and send it anyway. Where in this format, I'm comfortable saying, Eric, write the letter.
Yeah. But what's wrong with having Kathy sitting next to him?
Yeah, that would be a good
Gotta
idea.
start somewhere.
You do. Training's a big thing, a good thing.
Well-
And maybe have Gary involved too or something. Well, I don't know. Probably not. He'd probably not.
Are you trying to get my hours to go up?
No, I want
You
him
just
down.
created a new
See-
meeting.
See, that's the thing. You're doing too much already, 100+ hours.
Well, you try and get 3 people together. Look how hard this is.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll handle that. We don't need to dwell on that anyway. All right, approval of minutes. Everybody have a chance to go over the minutes? Any corrections or additions? I did send, I guess we do need to talk about that.
On page 6, the third complete paragraph, if you will just kind of go over how you think it should read, because it's dealing with the meeting which you attended
Yes,
with the school district.
Did you give me a copy of it?
okay, so I'm on the third paragraph down on page 6. Councilmember Bunker reported on a discussion he had, and this states Wasatch County School District. That was actually with Heber City Planning regarding that road being stubbed out to Highway 40. I met with the planner of Heber City, Tony. And Dave really would like that road stubbed out to Highway 40. The school district doesn't, so I was just changing that to read Heber City Planning and eliminating Wasatch County School District.
And the rest of the paragraph, you're okay?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's what we talked about. It was just the entity that was at the top of that was just the issue. Yeah, he has indicated to me that Heber City has not given approval. I corrected him and said he hasn't given approval. That doesn't mean Heber City hasn't. He says correct. So,
So as it stands, the road will not be stubbed out to the highway?
Heber City does, the Wasatch County School District does not want to participate in that road being stubbed out to Highway 40. Heber City has interest in that one being stubbed out, and we worked through that with part of that Highway 40 agreement. I think it will take a lot of impact traffic up that road and out of that subdivision and free up some on Daniel Road, some of the impacts we're having on it. So we wanted to get on board with Heber City, and that's why I met with the planning, is because, well, they had indicated to us, the school district was all on board with us supplying the water, and they were doing a septic on-site system. And then when they came here to our meeting, they popped up with oh no, Heber City will let us go for a third of the cost or something, which was the first they had said anything about that. That's when they were looking at the property. It was all, we were servicing that property within the town. We have the ability to do that with the upgrades we've done. So that was just, they just sprung that on us here in the meeting. So I met with Heber City, because if they're gonna play Heber City against us, I mean, the way to get in front of that is just step in front of it. So that's what I did. So Heber City is, wants that road put in, Shelton property, they already have an easement against the side, but they want to swing that out, so it lines up more with Center Creek Road, so that they can at some point put in a semi for there and down the road in the future. So in the long-term range planning with Daniel and with the county, because there's some county property there, and Heber City, because they're looking at annexing up on the other side of that right now, on the other side of the highway. So I thought, man, we really ought to get an interlocal on this and everybody get on board with it and stick to the plan.
So at this rate, it looks like they'll be getting their water from the city instead of from us. Huh?
Well, there's some issues with another municipality crossing another municipality boundaries with services. So there are some legal ramifications, I believe, that the town may have to employ and not allow them. That same lot was sold to another person that wanted to hook onto the sewer in Heber City and water, and the town wouldn't allow that. We wouldn't allow those municipal services to enter into the town. typically you can provide in the county, if it's in your 20-year annexation plan, you'll provide those services based on that you will be annexing them at some time. But to cross another municipality, yeah, there's some, I believe we have a footing to stand on that won't allow that. Now, Heber City, Tony has indicated that they don't want to provide the services, they want the road. So, and really, I'm not against them hooking on the sewer, but we have the water capabilities, and me, myself, I don't see it as an issue with the sewer as much as if that's the long-term range of Heber City, I think we should be on board with them on their long-term goals.
Why would they come in at a third? I don't get it.
What's that?
Why would they come in at a third of the price that we would offer?
That was what the school district reported. According to Tony, they have not told them they could hook on the services. And that's why I told Tony, you haven't, but maybe somebody here has. So, I don't know.
Conversation I had with Bart was Bart may have given him numbers, but he didn't care. Bart didn't really care, because hook onto our water system or yours, it didn't make any difference as far as he was concerned. But he may have provided numbers. And I know just the economies of scale, their impact fee is quite a bit lower, so I don't know if it's a third, but to see that it would be much less doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, it was quite a bit less, but again, we're back to crossing municipal services. In the past, we haven't allowed that, so I don't know that will happen. So now you're out of county and into another municipal proper. I don't know, that's, you get a sketchy ground there, so.
Where's that?
But as far as the Sheltons go, that property goes up the edge of their property, and now they want to swing out, so I don't know if Sheltons are on board either, so I did take that out. We'll leave it that way. Anyway, that was brought up there too. And not saying you can't.
Yes.
Anyway, that was the only change I had. If anybody's, don't entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes.
A motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
A motion, a second, any more discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Approve and second, used to be a couple of Johns.
Okay, we made it, we in.
Okay, the warrants.
Those.
Did Kathy tell you
That was forwarded to me.
Yes. She said she emailed it to you and Gary as well.
You did? You gotta check your email.
Okay, on the warrants, you can see the ones for the town listed there. I think we are going to try to do more minor purchases on credit card like the toner, envelopes, rather than someone have to use a personal charge card and get reimbursed. As long as we can keep the account straight for Sherry's benefit.
You think we're looking in that direction now?
Well, Kathy, Joe, and I have been doing that. You mentioned that you had other supplies besides the camera to get. If you want to tell me what you want, I don't know that using the town's card, I can have a lot of different addresses on there. And they have, the town address is my home. So I'm happy to.
I would be more than happy for my bill to go to your home.
I'm happy to order it.
Just make sure you tell
Have
me what it is.
delivered to my home, and then I'll get it to you, you know.
I may have to transfer some money here and there to.
So is that an issue to,
Transfer money?
well, no, I mean, if we're talking about getting, because this is,
No,
I
as
mean,
long as I
this,
code it right, it's okay.
well, the problem is that I have, and here's what we just did, we just bought a new camera.
Yeah.
I can't go there and get the tax taken off, put it on my personal credit card. If I have a town credit card, I can have them deduct the
That's fine.
tax.
That's fine.
And so, that's my thought on that, is all these supplies I'm getting are tax-free as a municipality, but I can't do that with my personal credit card.
Yeah, it's fine, as long as we keep track of it.
when we bought all that plumbing supplies, we just called in the town card number and everything worked fine.
Yeah. See, when I go get my supplies, I'm down
The
getting,
tax ID number? That's what you had to give them?
Okay.
No, just a credit card.
Oh, a credit card.
Yeah.
Then they'll send you a credit out, if I'm not mistaken, and you have to give them the tax number.
Right, but if he just wanted to go purchase something on the town credit card, it says Town of Daniel, and the one that I use has Sherry's name on it, Chip has one, and those are the only two in existence. So he can't buy something for the town with Sherry's name on using that card, but you can do it online or over the phone, because they're only considering Town of Daniel.
But even if you give him, if his name was on that town card, that
Right.
doesn't mean he's gonna get his sales tax.
No. But he can't use the card anyway with it being in someone else's name, I would think.
How do you get the sales tax off of it? If you use the town card, you still have to give them the tax number.
Right,
Yeah, you have the tax number.
right.
Give them an exemption certificate.
Actually, I have the number on my other job, the number is right on the card. Tax exemption.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could get a new
On your
transition.
credit card, isn't there a form like
I wish you wouldn't say stuff like that when the camera's on.
Credit card.
Isn't there a form that you could?
I don't know if you have a credit card.
There, all I have to have is a number. It's just our,
There's
just our,
there's a thing you.
Yeah.
it should-
it's real easy to
exemption
do,
certificate
but
you
it's
need
just,
to-
it would save the town money. I'm always buying cartridges. As you can see, I do a lot of paperwork. There's a lot going through my office, and so I'm always doing things.
Should there be a third card in there?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that what she was talking about? Are we looking at?
Yeah,
Well, I'd be better off.
I think we need to speak with the bank and see what they'll do on that.
I need Sherry, how does that affect you?
Do you use it?
If I get a credit card in my name for the town,
Just like the one Chip has, the one I have.
same.
As long as when I get the bill, I know exactly what everything is for, and so I know whether it's Storm Haven.
So moved.
Yeah,
Generally, what fund it really is supposed to come from,
exactly.
because I'm gonna have to juggle money. It's doable.
Was that too blunt?
So how do you
We
go
should
about
check with the
doing that?
mayor.
Just go to the bank.
You don't have any say, there's a quorum here. All in favor? Aye. There you go.
Well, you used to have
So
a
do you go
card
to-
way before when the other mayor. You
We
had
did
your
have
own.
one for the snowplow and
Yeah,
stuff.
I was gonna say, and
Yeah.
it was in, you have one in your name.
Well, I'm sure.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
Your name's on the account to sign checks and everything.
That's correct.
I am confident that the mayor will stand behind me when I say,
So we'll look into that.
Speaking of snow,
Thank you.
our snow plowing, right, our bill's gonna be a little higher this winter. so-
no, thank goodness. Isn't that awesome?
So
We
did you
needed
get a
that.
new camera?
We did, we actually was.
Is this it?
This is the new camera, and it has a little bit faster download speed, because what we're doing is, once I download this, it's taking exactly in real time. So this one will download a little bit faster, it has a bigger SIM card and memory, and actually has a micro SIM card in it. And so we're able to download that a lot faster,
Good.
and so that'll cut down some time on that, and it'll help a bunch. It wasn't, we looked at the GoPros, we was gonna just get a GoPro, but there's no zoom on a GoPro, and almost all the video you see is shot through a fisheye lens. And so it does have good clarity, but I was worried about the camera in the back and what we do here versus, and the mic. both.
Yeah.
So legally, we don't have to have it visually, but we have to have the audio recording, and so that's the part legally we have to have. And so we went down, and it's taken a while, we've been busy, I know we approved that a while ago, but we finally got on it.
While you're talking about that, Eric, what is your process after, as far as what you do with the video or audio, and is it posted anywhere?
I'm glad you brought it up. We are changing right now. I usually burn a CD and keep that CD in-house. And we switched and went on to Dropbox and was downloading on Dropbox. Huge hassle. This Dropbox is not working out. So I continued to burn CDs. I didn't. Shelley continues to burn CDs. And with this new camera, we have the capability of downloading on YouTube. And so Pam had some questions on the meeting we had with the school district, and she requested a copy. I was able to save her that money of that copy, just go onto YouTube, scan this thing, and there's our meeting. Do you remember, what's her name? Tracy Taylor was back here with her phone. and shot that meeting and posted that on YouTube. That whole meeting is sitting on YouTube. So that's the direction I'm gonna go with this, is we're gonna post it on YouTube, let them,
Automatically every meeting?
yes.
Okay.
And then that will be available for the public to look at, for the missing council members to look at, or the mayor. And it's just really handy to do. I've been in and I've watched Heber Cities is posted, Wasatch County is posted. So you're able to bring those up and just view, even the airport, the last airport committee meeting was on there, which I was able, you know, people, they tell me, oh, you should have been there, this happened, this happened. I bring it right up, I can hear it right there. Don't go down and bug them people, you'll just drive them nuts. Don't tell them what's going on. There it is in the meeting, black and bold, right? I mean, there you go. So it's really awesome, and so we're gonna try this. We're still gonna continue to burn the CD as a backup for right now until we make sure that that's secure. But the Dropbox is just, I mean, I fired my computer and it's like 52 hours of Dropbox remaining to be downloaded. Well, I've gotta do stuff here. So, by the way, that's not in my 100 hours. So I'm glad you brought that up, because we're trying a new thing with this, and we're gonna try and do that, and I think that it's, everything we do here is public, it should be out in the public. It's certainly available with the grammar request, I just think it's easy to do. How did that work out for you, Pam?
Good, it was easy to understand and I got it.
Yeah, and I just, you know, when you made that request, I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
why-
I appreciate saving my dollars.
But let's see, where is YouTube stored?
On their server, and it just stores indefinitely.
It stores indefinitely
Yeah, they're on there.
until YouTube
Until
gets
you-
sold or bought or
Until
goes
you
out of
go on
business.
and eliminate your account, I guess.
Does it store it as long as we need to store it, I guess? Is it safe enough for what we need to do?
Which is why I'm backing up the CD until I make
So
sure
you're
that
still
that's.
doing the CD?
We are, at this point. So, and it's an old machine I got for burning, we plugged the camera in, and like I said, it's real time. That camera was slow we had, I'm hoping this one will burn faster. I don't know if that's the case. I talked to Chris about getting a tower that just burned the CD, so we could just do that, and that's all that machine did. And he steered me away from that, so we're still using my machine. I mean, it's hung in there. How long have we been in town? 7 years? We're still kicking.
Well, if all we need is audio, then those files are a lot smaller. Why are we saving video?
It's just, it's more clarity, I think. Like, you get more out of that than you can on the audio.
There's quite a few municipalities that have gone to that YouTube channel. They just
Yeah,
have a town
Wasatch
annual
County.
YouTube channel and post 2 meetings a month or 10 meetings a month, whatever they have.
Yeah. And Ryan had a little one that he let me borrow, and we shot the meeting with it, and it was quick.
So what, do we have a link on our website that just takes it to YouTube or?
We could put one on there.
That's what I see a lot of cities do, is they just have a link and it takes you to their YouTube channel, and then all their city council meetings are posted, and you can watch whatever you want to watch.
The county doesn't, Heber City doesn't have a link, but.
So you'll have to create a YouTube account, or what do they
Yes.
call it? I don't know. that
Yes,
it's an
it is a
account.
county,
It's an account.
and it is established, it is set up.
Great.
So this will be the first meeting that goes on there.
Way to go. What's the cost for that?
There's no cost.
Great.
If you get enough views, they'll pay you.
Yeah, they'll pay us. I haven't, no, I don't know what we'll do with the revenue yet, but.
I got it.
They sell that.
They'll pay you if you get enough views. I dare you to get enough views for a city council meeting.
Yeah.
People are making big money on that, Kim, just for having people watch their YouTube videos.
So if you screw up in this meeting, you get some hits.
on it or something?
Are YouTube people? Yeah, there can be some advertisements and stuff.
So that's how they make the money? I mean.
Yeah, there's a little advertisement before you push the video, a little advertisement will run for 30 seconds, then you get your video.
Or you can press skip.
Yeah, it comes on and you can skip it in 5 seconds if you don't want to watch it and go right to your video, but you get 5 seconds.
There's people that their full-time job is to make YouTube videos, and
They
they're
make good
filthy
money.
rich.
Your grandkids don't have you watching YouTube yet?
Well, guess what? You're on it.
I'm gonna watch what I say.
They're trying to teach you that.
I got my attention.
Well, I can only tell you, don't tell your wife you're at the meeting if you're not here. 'Cause you're not looking up.
Oh, she's way
Okay.
Doesn't care where you are. My wife's watching, I'll be coming straight home after the meeting.
Don't care where you are, just go.
Okay, back to the warrants. On the town of Daniel one. You can see the Epic Engineering invoices listed there, and right below that, there's the invoice for the Storm Haven work that they have performed up to $19,462.25. Ryan was successful in getting the drinking water grant for $25,000. So we are going to submit this invoice with the check payable to Epic from the town of Daniel, but we don't tender it to them yet. We send a copy of that with a form to drinking water, and they should send us a check for the $19,462. At the completion of the study, he will have an invoice for the remaining amount along with the study that then has to be submitted to Division of Drinking Water. And they should submit the second payment. So that's where that sits on that. Wasatch County snow removal for December was $59.85. I think I included in your packets all a copy of the bill just so you can see the
Yes, thank you.
delineation there. So we're,
Is that what it costs to plow every day of the month?
Yep,
that's just about what they have on there,
yeah.
the 11th through the 30th. And Eric's Blue Stakes hours for the month, their payroll. Council members will once again be deducted to 150 because Casey's not attending here. Blue Stakes sent me an invoice at 10 to 5 upon my request this morning, letting them know we were having this meeting if they wanted to get their quarterly bill paid. It would help if I had it in hand. So it's not included on here, and it does include the membership fee, the annual membership fee of $50. So my proposal, as you turn to the second page, since most of the hits, I think Eric calls them, were probably Storm Haven, is that the town paid the $50 and that Storm Haven paid the other $35.98 to kind of pay their way on most of the work for the month. If the council feels that's.
Here's the downside of that. They can't lose take anything that's on paper. No, penny.
But Kim had been in contact with them.
Even though I get the hit,
Kim had been in contact with them.
right. Yeah, but even though I get the hit, I can't initiate a locate because the only locate we've done up there is our own pump line.
Yeah, but I can agree that all the blue stakes we called in doing the work we did probably attributed was $30 of that bill. So,
Okay.
I mean, I agree, whether we got the
paint on the ground or not.
We got the pan on the ground for the other utilities, which is what we needed to get the water meter marked.
That's true.
We knew where the water meter was, we were digging up water meters. So I think we got what we wanted out of the blue stake, and